Hey guys, this is video number 4 in the song structure series where we're going to look at how to create a sense of musical balance in a song so that as you compose music, you can hold your listener's attention while the music is propelled forward. And we can do this with an understanding of song structure. So to recap what we've seen so far, music can be organized using what are called song sections, and there are 7 common types to choose from, including an intro, verse, bridge, pre-chorus, chorus, interlude, and outro. Sometimes songwriters use all 7 types of sections, or sometimes only a subset of this group. But what they always do is rearrange and repeat some sections, like building blocks, to compose a full, fleshed out song. And through the use of both change and repetition, a song can advance forward, adding new elements as you go, like altered lyrics or a fresh melody, and then also repeating some sections, repeating the same melody or chord progression or lyrics to create a sense of both the fresh and the familiar. And in the previous video, we looked at how the alternation between these two states of change and repetition is what makes music so compelling. We even went so far as to delve into some esoteric ancient philosophy by comparing this movement to the yin-yang symbol and its illustration of both contrasting and complementary elements. And while this reference to yin-yang may seem a little far out, this fundamental makeup of music is important to the art of songwriting, because within these elements lies the key to composition, which is that the best songs, like all things in nature, are formed through a balance between these component parts, where each part supports the other to create a sense of equilibrium. Indeed, when you strike a balance between change and repetition, your music can be like the yin-yang symbol itself, full of life and energy. But when there's an imbalance between parts, everything bleeds into one, which leaves you with a bland, indistinguishable blob that isn't nearly as cool, right? With too much change, a song can seem mercurial and even unsettling, while music that's too repetitive can be equally unfulfilling with its lack of interest or excitement. So the very best songwriters are always aware of the need for proportion in their compositions, because they know that it's about more than mere aesthetics and goes even deeper to satisfy us all on a more profound level. For a prime example of this principle at play, let's dissect the Beatles' 1965 song Drive My Car, which is a perfect illustration of how song sections can be used to meet our inner need for both change and repetition. From a bird's eye view, the song is made up of 10 song sections: an intro, verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2, bridge, chorus 3, verse 3, chorus 4, and outro. But really it's just 5 different types of song sections, with an intro and outro as bookends, 3 verse sections, 4 chorus sections, and 1 bridge. And then zooming in a little bit, these 5 song sections are really made up of 3 basic chord progressions that flow through harmonic space in different ways within the respective sections. This song is in the key of D, and in the verse and bridge sections, it flows through chords D, G, and A, or 1, 4, and 5, like this. And in each chorus section, the chords are B minor, or the 6, G, the 4 chord, E, which is our 2nd chord, A, 5, and D, 1. And it goes like this. And then the last chord progression is in the outro section, cycling through chords D, 1, G, 4, and A, 5. Now in each of these chord progressions in the different sections, the harmony is flowing through states of stability, change, and tension. So zoomed in at the micro level, the music is flowing through states of change and repetition. But then moving out to the macro level, looking at all of the song sections as a whole, as we alternate between these chord progressions, we're also moving through states of change and repetition, from one section to the next. It's beautiful and of course cyclical too, as all of this movement creates a sense of balance as we go. So let's play through the song from beginning to end, and then we'll dive in to take a closer look at how it strikes a musical balance between all of these elements.
Asked a girl what she wanted to be. She said, baby, can't you see? I want to be famous, a star on the screen, but you can do something in between. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And baby, I love you. I told my girl that my prospects were good. She said, baby, it's understood. Working for peanuts is all very fine, but I can show you a better time. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. Maybe I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. Maybe I love you. I told my girl that I could start right away, and she said, listen babe, I got something to say. I got no car and it's breaking my heart, but I found a driver and that's a start. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. Maybe I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah.
Now, I think we can all agree that the Beatles perform that a hell of a lot better than I do with my falsetto voice. That's way out of my range, and also the basic strumming that I had here. But the song itself, the original composition, has such a nice bluesy melody and catchy beat and playful lyrics that it really grabs your brain and doesn't let go. And it's so good that you could listen to it 100 times and never get bored. But it's more than just the chord progression and the melody that's good. The song also moves you with its solid structure. I mean, in just 10 short scenes, or sections, Paul McCartney managed to tell a complete story full of intrigue, irony, and innuendo. And what makes it all so compelling, as much as the music itself, is the way he struck a fine balance between change and repetition in this song. In fact, when you look more closely at the outline of this composition, it's amazing how symmetrical it is as a true manifestation of both the yin and yang. Capped by an intro and outro like bookends, the whole song is a perfect pattern of alternating change and repetition, where the verses and bridge advance the song forward, while each chorus retreats back to repeat the same refrain again and again. So in this way, McCartney navigated his path through audible space with the skill of a cyclist, always maintaining his balance with just enough counterbalance, not leaning too much to one side or the other, but finding a happy medium somewhere down the middle. And once you get the hang of it, structuring a song is as easy as riding your own bike too. Of course, not all songs are as perfectly balanced as this. Some music is even more dynamic than Drive My Car, while other songs are more redundant overall, but to some degree, all music alternates between these two basic states of change and repetition, where one state dominates at certain points of a composition, and then the other in turn until a kind of equilibrium is achieved. And that is, after all, how cycles work, right? And with this insight, you're now closer to crafting songs that are more compelling than most. In other videos, we look at how this is done, but here I should mention that while these states of change and repetition are different from one another in a song, they are not polar opposites by any means. In other words, they're not so distinct that they create some kind of audible dichotomy in music, because if they did, then their juxtaposition would be too jarring as you moved wildly from one state to the next and back again, right? So in reality, these different phases of music are actually pretty similar overall, not only to maintain a general sense of cohesion, but also because the chord progressions that make up each section are essentially similar too. To illustrate, here's another look at the three main chord patterns that make up the song Drive My Car. And as you can see, all three of these progressions resemble each other, naturally, since every pattern is built upon the same tonic in the same key. It's simple, really. So as you move from one section to the next, each transition is relatively smooth, since all the song segments have a common theme or thread that holds them together. And this, in turn, is why both change and repetition in music sound so compatible, because each state contains an element of the other, just as the yin-yang symbol itself shows. When you look closely, it's clear that each section is only a slight variation of the others, but with enough variety to create the sense of change and repetition that we're talking about. So while each state sounds fairly different, the actual difference between them is only minimal, because the music in each section moves within the same harmonic space, within the key of D. That is, it all moves within one space that you can picture more simply as a single circle, but a circle that extends with the passage of time to form a tube or tunnel, where each section is shown as a segment of this longer shape. So as you move through this tunnel, the music flows through its cyclical patterns, passing from one section to the next, alternating between states of change and repetition as it spins and spirals through the different harmonic functions toward its final resolution. And what's beautiful is that you can build any song in this same way by swapping out some segments for others and repeating different sections as you see fit to create exactly the structure you want. Or better said, to create the structure that's impelled by the music itself, letting each song expand as it will so that you're actively engaged in the process of channeling this flow, but ultimately resigned more or less to the role of a passenger who's simply along for the ride. And with this understanding, you could now say that you have your own ticket to ride, because now you can jump in and glide with the energy of sound, flying through harmonic space with an even stronger sense of purpose and direction. And in the next video, we're going to explore the art of composition and balance in composition a bit more to really solidify these concepts. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.